The reason why I really resonated with organizational capacity was around this idea that not only do individual artists need to thrive, but the structures that they move through and the structures that support them inside communities around the country also need to be thriving, also need to be effective and equitable and understanding of how to serve the full breadth of artistic discipline within a community. So I often think about kind of two very specific profiles when I'm engaging in that work. One is this idea that there is an artist working in an arts organization, typically an arts agency, that is the provider of all things art and culture to a community, and that artist may be working as a receptionist, maybe working as a coordinator, and the organization decides they want to increase their ability to serve local artists. Maybe because it's what their peers are doing, maybe it's because, they understand to some extent, but maybe not intrinsically or deeply, the importance of the role of individual artists. And so they say, hey, you're an artist, you get artists, you do that work for us. And then they just leave her to her own devices. So no real training, no real access to resources or information, or even here are other peers around the country that you can connect with to do this work. And then I also think of people that are in that work. So they've been in the job a couple years, maybe they've been doing grant making, maybe they've been doing other functions inside that agency, but then they're given this portfolio as well. And again, because organizations have limited capacity, limited resources, they're not able to invest in that staff development that's really necessary for administrators that are working with individual artists to really be effective in their work. How they embrace their role as mentors and coaches, how they navigate advocating and being a champion for individual artists, and in some cases how they expand their network, how they understand the ways to build relationships and the ways to create equitable and inclusive outreach in their communities, and what all of those best practices are and what all of those structures are. And by using the rubric with the learnings and the trainings and the resources that we're producing, we're able to help those administrators understand how they can move from artists giving up in their communities to artists really thriving.